Welcome to the Early On. My name is Judy and I'm a resource consultant at Lansdowne Children's Center. Today I'm going to talk to you about why social skills are important and what your child's social skills may look like between the ages of 0 to 5. For starters, why are social skills important? Well, social skills are critical for the development of the child's ability to be able to create lasting relationships as well as to be able to participate in their community. Social and emotional skills are critical for maintaining good mental health and well-being, and they provide motivation to achieve, cooperate, and in the development of values. Caregivers offering warm and trusting relationships help nurture children's social emotional skills. This occurs when caregivers respond to their needs and they develop a bond and a secure attachment to the child. From birth to 2 months of age, babies are already beginning to be social. They start making eye contact with their caregivers, and they also begin to smile at people. This aids in creating a strong bond of attachment with their caregivers. Around 4 months of age, their smiles become more spontaneous, especially around familiar people, and they like interacting with other people. So much sometimes that you may even notice that they start to cry when the interaction stops. At 6 months of age, you can see more positive reactions and also more signs of being fearful of strangers. At this time, they will also begin to respond to their own name, and they like to play with others, especially their parents or other caregivers. It's not uncommon by the age of 9 months for children to show early signs of separation anxiety, and they may cry more often when they are separated from their caregivers. Believe it or not, until this age, babies do not comprehend that they exist as a separate person with different thoughts and feelings than their caregivers. Separation anxiety is the result of their adjustment to the new level and understanding and the very real fear that their caregiver may not return when they are separated from them. The word no can also be understood, but not always liked at this age. As well, they may also copy the sounds and gestures of others. At this stage, it helps them to develop new skills to communicate their needs with their caregivers. For example, crying or cooing, using facial expressions, or raising their arms if they would like to be picked up. At 12 months of age, children may show signs of fear in new situations. This is also the age of independence, where they may resist a caregiver's attempts to help. During infancy, they seek caregivers' response in new situations to cue them on how they should react. Based on what they see from others, they will respond with similar emotions. So, if you are in a social environment, what they will do is look to you to see how you're responding, and they'll do similar. So if you're calm and relaxed, they will be calm and relaxed. As we move into the toddler years, so from about 18 months to 2 years of age, children can experience strong emotions, which may require help in calming after temper tantrums. It is normal in new environments for a child to seem shy and unsure. At this age, they are also closely observing you as the parent or caregiver to see what you're doing, and they start to pretend to play, and they start imitating or acting out the things that they see you doing around the house. What that may look like is them feeding a doll or talking on the phone. They may also seek joint attention. So for example, children often want to, when they see something, check to you to see that you're seeing what they see too. So if an airplane's flying over, what they might do is get your attention, point to the sky and the airplane to make sure that you see it too. At this age, it is very difficult for children to share. They do not yet have the ability to understand another person's point of view. But it is important that as adults, caregivers, and parents, that we model how to do it. Even at that early of an age, it's good for them to see you doing activities that require you to share and cooperate with others. At the age of 2, children are busy copying the actions of others, especially adults and older children. Learning happens through imitation and referencing. They are constantly doing that with those around them. Often this age shows more and more independence, and at times they may demonstrate more defiant behavior as they're learning and they're experimenting with new expressions and actions. Toddlers are still building on the social skills that they developed in infancy, and they're becoming more self-aware that they have their own thoughts, feelings, and preferences for my way. Their play is primarily alongside other children, so parallel play, but they're beginning to be able to include more children in what they're doing. Sharing and turn taking is still not easy for them to do at this age, and in some situations can lead to significant meltdowns. Adult support in those situations is critical in order to resolve the problem and to be able to reassure the child in that moment. Children are also wanting to start showing pro-social behaviors, like wanting to help others. It's important to let them do that, as they can sense from you how important it is to do something nice for other people. At this age, they are capable of following simple directions, and making choices can be extremely difficult. Caregivers should offer choices. Again, being aware that if the desired object is not available, being able to support them in making a decision for something else may be required. Preschoolers, so typically around the age of 3, children begin to start understanding the idea of mine and his or hers. Children are slowly getting better at sharing and taking turns, but still may require some adult assistance and intervention at times. They may seek out and start identifying their friends by name. Their skills are expanding, and they're more able to express themselves with words, including what they like, what they need, what they dislike, what they want. And they may do that with both their peers and adults. There's also more awareness around the feelings of others. It's important that caregivers talk to and identify the feelings of others so that they can learn and understand emotions. This will help children learn how to show empathy and how to respond in different situations when people are experiencing feelings. As children enter school age around the age of 4, they're better able to cooperate with other children. Their skills are emerging at being a part of a group, and they're able to monitor the feelings of others and negotiate solutions in difficult times. At this age, they may prefer to play with other children rather than on their own. They may also be able to better participate successfully in team sports. However, keep in mind, it may become increasingly challenging for the child if there are too many rules and restrictions. Enjoyment can be found in trying many different activities, for example, crafts, dance, swimming, as well as soccer or baseball. As they become more aware of their capabilities and their confidence grows, you may start hearing, "Me do it, me do it," which may not always happen at the most inopportune times, but it's important to have them try and feel confidence in their growing skills. They also, at different times, are trying to balance the very real need of being able to do things on their own, as well as being able to get reassurance and comfort from caregivers in difficult times. Age 5, at this age, they are still trying to please both adults and their peers. Sometimes it's a bit of a balancing act to be able to do so. They are often aware of gender and some gender differences, and they are starting to realize the difference between what is real and what is make-believe. This age group also involves the doers. By the age of 5, they're equipped to problem solve, make their own decisions, and they show pride in their accomplishments. They have a better ability to regulate their mood, and overall, they are more interested in their peer relations and have a better handle on expressing their emotions. They're able to initiate and maintain conversations and use and understand communication, both verbally and non-verbally. At this point, they may be even able to cooperate and take turns more independently. When difficulties arise, they have learned how to ask for help when they need it, negotiate or say no, and they are also able to participate with fewer challenges along the way. However, it's always a good idea to be there to intervene as needed and demonstrate some ways that children can solve problems by example. Caregivers also need to understand that children may be trying new behaviors to please or impress their peers. They may also be important in the possibility that you have to understand the differences between the need to balance relationships with friends and peers, as well as time spent with other caregivers. I hope you have enjoyed this and found this information helpful. Thank you for joining our early on parent information session.
A resource consultant from the Early Integration Program is available to talk to you should you want more information, support, or to discuss any concerns or questions you may have. Please contact us by email at eip@lansdowncc.com or by phone at 519-753-3153. Ask reception if you can speak to a resource consultant.